All right, let's talk about the trees that we have growing on our 8.5 acres. I don't really talk too much about the trees. It's just one of these things that they are in their infant stages, and so with time they will mature. These are my figs, they are the Chicago Hardy. This is my, I guess you could say, my second year with them. And I really have done very little in terms of hands on care in regards to the figs. Figs do really well just kind of in a hot climate. They do require quite a bit of watering. I have three different varieties. The Italian honey. This one I'm growing it a little bit different. I'm growing it in ground versus my other ones that I'm growing in 25-gallon containers. This one I started last year, so it's only 1 year old. And it doesn't have any figs. That's very typical for fig trees. The first year you're just not going to get much, and by the second year you will start to see lots of growth, lots of fruit. I did no pruning on these figs. I'm not saying this is the way to grow them, but that's the way I'm growing them. Let's talk about the orchard. I do live in the country, so somehow I need to get rid of that. Whatever that is, it is some animal part that needs to not be in my front yard. My apples, I do have them in tomato cages. It's just kind of a support system that I temporarily have them in, so they don't get damaged by the lawnmower. We do have a deer problem out here, so I do have some bird netting on them. That has helped. I decided to start to incorporate some of my blueberries, some natural plants like yarrow to grow alongside this orchard. This is a plum tree. It did get destroyed by the flea beetles, but it's making a comeback. But like I said, I have a combination of apple trees in here. I think a total of 10 trees, some peaches. I did get some goji berries from a friend, so I got them growing in the orchard. And along with, this is an apple tree that I planted this year. This is the berry patch. It is getting moved. I've had to net it. There's not much sun out here, so I'm using a mesh covering as my protection from the deers. Not much sun happening out here, so the berry patch is getting moved. But I was trying it out in this area. It's not a great spot for growing berries. But the raspberries are making a comeback, so I'm going to get another round of berries. So I'm pretty excited about that. This is my 100 square foot garden. I do very little hands-on care. I did come in and clean out a few things. I did plant up a few things to keep the summer garden going. I got okra, some beans that I planted up, some tomatoes in here. But like I said, I hardly come out here. I need to stake some of these tomatoes. I got a couple of pepper plants in here and herbs. But like I said, I've not given much effort to this space. It doesn't get much sunlight. It is just a space that the previous homeowners put up a fence, and I decided to garden in it. Like I said, my primary garden space that I do plan on giving much attention to, I'm hoping here in the next week or two I'll be able to get my fencing done in my main primary garden space. But I got a few herbs growing in here. I will be pulling out some of these blueberries. Not a good spot for them. They've not done well in terms of growth or sunlight, so they are getting moved. And this is a tomato plant that I've got trellising on the fence. It does have a nice taste in terms of the tomatoes that are growing on it. So I'm kind of happy that I decided to grow it in that method. Some of my tomatoes are making a comeback. Of course, we're getting eggplants this time of year. And of course, the peppers. They are definitely putting on a show, and we are here for it all.